You know, I think that I've heard every excuse under the sun. You know, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too fat, I don't like to sweat, on reasons why people don't work out. But I think that, you know, the fear factor is something that lasts about this much, because many people, most people don't enjoy to work out. But when you have that carrot, when you have that goal right in front of you, and you realize that it's something that's going to put more quality in your life, I think the biggest thing for anyone is to pick something that you enjoy. So I love to play tennis in the summertime with my kids. I'm getting my cardio. I'm doing plyometrics. So even a professional athlete like it's boring to be on a treadmill. I take a towel and I put it over the numbers because I don't want to see it, because it seems like it takes forever. But if you get creative and you put intensity into an activity, just miracles are going to happen, because you're not even going to realize that you're exercising or working out. You're going to be with the people you love, do the things that you want, and then guess what? You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more quality in your life. You're going to have more confidence, more self-love. It just doesn't get better. I've owned health clubs for most of my life throughout the country, and I would hear someone come in, and you know, it's taken them like 40 or 50 years to get into the shape that they're in, and they want to get in shape in, like, you know, 4 or 5 days. And what you need to know is that you need to have a game plan. You know, when you go out to go shopping, you have an idea on what you want to buy. And the same thing is that this wonderful body, which is your machine, you're the sculptor. You're the CEO of it, and you're in the driver's seat. So what I've done with the Peter Nielsen workout is I made it, and excuse the expression, but I've made it somewhat idiot-proof, because you don't need to be an exercise physiologist. I am going to be your personal trainer. I'm going to be your life coach. I'm going to take you through every single set. So what I do first is go through almost like an exercise seminar and explain the correct technique and the style and the form. And then I say, you do it. And then before you know it, you know, you're weaning into it, and we're getting better together. So the intimidation factor goes out, and then they start feeling good about themselves. And that's what I love about the program that we've designed, is that it's for whether it's the Joe Montana of the world or whether it's the couch potato. See, because everyone wants to be the best that they could be. And whether it's being the best on your block or being a Mr. Universe, it really starts with that mental toughness. How bad do you want it? So I'm very excited. I have passion, obviously, on what I do, but to be able to help, you know, thousands upon thousands of people that are going to follow the routine, are going to follow the healthy eating regimen, are going to listen to motivating tips that hopefully will put a spark in their spirit to have the I want. It doesn't get better. I love to ride my motorcycle, but I don't like to ride it with a group of people. See, I get that peace. I pray. I get close to just my inner self by just looking at nature. So with this program, you could do this in the comforts of your own home. You could do this at your office, behind closed doors. You could do this on vacation while the kids are out by the pool. So the question really comes down to is, you can make another excuse that you know, you're too weak, you're too tired, this is not for me. What is for you? When is the right time? All I could say is that what I've put in this program is for whether it's a beginner, an intermediate, or advanced. So one person's treasure is another person's rubbish. And all I ask is that you have an open mind and an open spirit. And if you truly, truly are at a point in your life where you want to make a change, and you're not just talking about it, but you want to live it, try this. Everyone does things for specific reasons. And many people go around that same mountain over and over again. And what's the old saying, you know, trying to do the same thing and get different results is the closest thing to insanity. Well, what I'm saying is get out of your comfort zone. Think out of the box. Do something you've never done before. Guess what? You just may like it. I think the reason why so many people will lose 100 pounds to only gain it all the way back and to do it over and over again. And how many people do you know that they have 3 different memberships to 3 different health clubs, or they have incredible, expensive infomercial equipment in their home right now? The difference between those memberships and those programs is that I call it the X factor. And I want to love on you. And when I say that is that I've had 2 near-death experiences with a debilitating disease called Crohn's disease. There's no cure for it. I was on a pity party, and I didn't even want to be here. And for someone to tell me 25, 30 years later that I've won, you know, a Mr. America 5 times, Mr. Universe twice, I feel like I'm in Disney World. So my message to you is this is more. You could go to your corner store and grab a workout on DVD. You could go to a membership anywhere, you know, for $19 a month and get a workout. What I want to do is I want to touch your soul. I want to find out why you have a stronghold, why you eat, why you're going from relationship to relationship, why you just are shooting yourself in the foot. Every time you get close to the goal line, you just totally implode. And it's called having hope, having love, having self-worth. So motivating and truly inspiring someone to be the best that they could be. Not to be like me or to be like you, but God makes everyone just one of them. There's only one of you. There's only one of me. And what you need to know is that you have a plan. You have a purpose. And to live that purpose, to take those seeds that God has implanted in you and to truly take it to the next level, it's more than just a workout. You truly need to have that I want and get a few layers deep. I call it get to your DNA and find out, why are you eating? Why are you on your 4th marriage? Why are you going from job to job? There's a reason. And if we could get to that reason by loving you to fitness and explaining on not only the educational aspects, but why it's so important, the punchline. Don't you want to finish the race strong? I do. I hear so many people say, I've been overweight my entire life. You know, I will never be able to lose weight, to get into better shape. And what I say to them is that's a lie. Because God has never intended us to live with mediocrity. We were all born diamonds, and we were all born with greatness. And the word hope means so much to me. And when someone loses hope within themselves, they're cooked, they fail. They go into that corner and they shrivel up. Life is over. So hope to me stands for having optimum positive emotions about something that seems nearly impossible. It seems impossible to lose weight. It seems impossible to get in shape. It seems impossible to follow that fitness program. It seems impossible to do good in this marriage. It seems impossible to be a parent. It's a lie. The way that I needed to learn how to develop these muscles, we need to learn and put new tape recorder over the lies that we heard years ago. So when someone tells me I could never gain weight or lose weight, my answer is quite simple. If you say you can or can't, you're probably right. If you say, I cannot make it through this marriage, I cannot lose weight, I don't want to exercise, you'll probably get divorced, you'll probably always be overweight, and you'll be miserable. The choice is yours. For all the people that have physical challenges, the one thing that you need to know is there's no perfect person. We all have something going on. We either have demons, strongholds, or physical challenges. And here, when someone looks at me on the surface, I look healthy. But I have a disease that wants to take me out. March 7, 2001 at 2:14 in the morning, my heart stopped for 43 seconds. A hole perforated in my intestines, and I almost died. Now, if I truly was on the pity party and wanted to give up, I wouldn't be here speaking to you. But I feel good, and I love my life because I found my purpose. I want to serve. So for every physical challenge that someone has, there's something you could do. For example, if someone is over 100 pounds overweight and they need a knee replacement or a hip replacement, in the Peter's Principles, I show you on how you should be exercising in a pool where you could be in waist-high water and take 50% off of those joints. Or if you're in a wheelchair, I'm talking to you. You get an ergometer, put it on a table, a desktop, and work the most important muscle, your heart. You're going to burn calories. So when I say that I've worked with professional athletes to people that are physically challenged, that's what rocks my world. That's what makes me get up every morning. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm in front of this camera talking to you. I don't need to do this. I want to do it because I want to help. And I don't want to help the person that just wants to lose 5 pounds to look good on a cruise. I want to help the person who's stuck, who's behind the 8 ball, who's about to give up, and who feels as though that they're done. That's who I want to help. As well as when Joe Montana wants to be in a centerfold of Sports Illustrated, I love him, and I'll help him get to the next level. But the common denominator is, how bad do you want it? It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to do it. As a parent, I've learned that actions speak louder than words. I could preach all day long to my children, but it's how I live my life that they see more than they hear. They're going to implement and want to emulate me by the things and how I live my life. So what I say to everyone out there is, talk is cheap. You could watch this video, but my hope, my prayer, my wish is that you never lose hope in your life. And that something in this video, something on one of my tapes, something on one of my CDs, something in one of my booklets is going to spark and stoke a fire within you, that you're going to be the best that you possibly could be. It's a great question. You know, when I've trained Darren McCarty and they won the Stanley Cup year after year with the Red Wings, or Dennis Rodman, or Isaiah Thomas, Bill Lambier, David Winfield from the Yankees. Gary Player hurt his back and wanted to hit this little ball 300 yards straight. And the common denominator on all these athletes, including Joe Montana, is that the mental toughness that they had, the way that they were able to take, I call life is going to happen. And when it happens, you need to put blinders on like a fine-tuned thoroughbred. The difference between a thoroughbred horse that wins races and a thoroughbred horse that goes out to the pasture is that a thoroughbred horse that wins races has blinders on, listens to its trainer, eats well, and totally exercises. They get so focused that they get to the gates, their nose is bleeding because they want to run. And that's what I want everyone to do. I want them to run the race called life and finish this race strong. How many of us, most of us, we're born and we're born with greatness. We have dreams, we have goals, and we get to halftime, and no pun intended, we all get petered out. We get tired. Life throws us a curveball. It knocks us down, and our nose is in the floor. It's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how bad you want it and how often you get up. Because when you get up, the crazy thing I always say to people is that the darkest point of a day is just before dawn. It's not me saying it. It's life. It's medical science. It's nature. The darkest point in 24 hours is moments before the sun comes over the horizon. And in everyone's life right now, there are certain days that you feel like the sun burnt out. And on those days, the one thing I could promise is that tomorrow the sun will shine. So wherever you are in your life, whatever you're going through, whether it's a foreclosure, whether you were just diagnosed with cancer, whether you're 150 pounds overweight, or you were just served with papers of divorce and you feel like your world is falling apart. I'm telling you right now, you have everything within to be the best that you could be and live the life that you truly desire to live. If you say, I can, I want, I will. And most importantly, I'm going to help you. The reason why most people will basically have that I want wear off is because their carrot, their goal, their prize is usually fear. The fear factor, going to your cardiologist and him saying that you're going to need a quadruple bypass or a stent put in your heart if you don't exercise and get your numbers down. If your blood pressure doesn't get down, I'm going to put you on a beta blocker. That's frightening. If your wife or your husband says, you are really overweight and you're not even attractive anymore, you need to go to the gym. That's going to help you for a New York second. And as soon as the human gets away from the fire, they go back to their same old habits. It's the way it is. What you need to do is you need to dig deeper, deeper inside, layers deep, and get to a point where the fear is not the issue, but what do you want to do in life? Who do you want to do it with? Who do you want to experience and what do you want to accomplish? Those are the things that will always be out there. I want to stay healthy, and my next Mr. Universe competition is called life. Because I don't want to get old where all of a sudden I'm achy and I'm taking pharmaceutical drugs and I'm gaining weight and my hair's falling down often and I'm just not with the program. I want to have vitality. I want to have energy. I want to look good when I'm older. I want to play tennis when I'm 70 or 80. I want to be active with my wife when I'm 80. And how you do that is by having this self-worth and self-love and say, okay, I'm going to get up an hour earlier today, not because I'm afraid that I'm going to get a heart attack and my doctor says I need to do this because I'm going to get on medicine. No, I'm going to get up an hour early today because I want to live on this planet Earth, because I want to enjoy my family. I want to be with this woman who I call my wife or my girlfriend for the rest of my life. I want to play tennis and go on my boat and ride my horse and my motorcycle. I want to have energy. That's the reason why I exercise. I want to enjoy the people that I love and do the things that I want for the remaining days, because all of our days are numbered and everyone thinks that it's never going to happen to me. You know, I have over 72 bodybuilding titles, ranging from Mr. International Universe to World Cup. When I look at one of the trophies, on the surface, it's just a piece of metal. But what it means to me is it's invaluable. What it means to me is that I took a negative and I turned it into a positive. I said I can instead of I can't. I was on this pity party and this disease turned into an opportunity of a lifetime. See, we always teach what we want to learn. I was so sick that I didn't think I was going to live. Now I have my life back, and all I want to do is serve and tell people, listen, you don't want to get sick. You don't want to have wires coming out of you. You don't want to have people they cut 2 feet of my intestines out. Where I absorb most of my nutrients in my ileum, my small intestines, I have 2 less feet from 2 different surgeries. The disease wanted to kill me. Disease is on planet Earth for one reason, to kill and to destroy. And we have the knowledge and the know-how to really extend our life with quality if we love ourselves and if we take care of the one model year that God gives us. You know, the average person will live 75 to 80 years. And if you're truly blessed, you'll live 80 years. Everyone equates to that to years. But let's just bring it down to days. That's 29,200 days that equal 80 years. How old are you? How many days do you have left? What are you going to do with the remaining days? Do you have quality in your life? Do you have energy? Are you going to start that workout tomorrow? Tomorrow may never come. See, only God knows when you take your last breath. And I don't know about you, but I'm living literally as though that I'm dying, because I seize the moment of every day. And my goal is for people to not only identify what hope is, but to embrace it and live under its roof. To realize that we don't get a second chance of this. And to know that with that hope, you want to live your life. God never intended us to do life from the sidelines. The people that have physical challenges that are feeling sorry for themselves, or the woman or the man who's morbidly obese and weighs 150 pounds overweight, 500-600 pounds, and I know hundreds of them, they're doing life from the sidelines. They're watching. It's sad. I'm inviting each and every one of them, get off of the bleachers and get in the game. Get in the game. I'm going to be your life coach. And I'm saying it not because I have to. I'm saying it because I want to. Because when I take my last breath, I want to make sure that as many people that I have said hello to get it. Because life was never meant to be lived on the sidelines. I have never worked a day in my life. I have 4 companies, but I traded profit for purpose 25 years ago. And I don't have to partner with anyone. I don't sell anything. All I want to do is give informative advice and love on people so that they can have more quality in their life. Everything in life happens for a reason. And when I met the people at Zervita in Houston, Texas, it was an incredible story because I met somebody at a Starbucks coffee house. And the next thing I know is I listened to his passion and I listened to his vision. And I left that meeting, and as I was driving home, my spirit was speaking to me saying, why did I just meet that man? And was I supposed to? And when you do get comfortable in your skin and you let God lead, it's amazing. On all of our steps are planned. And if we only get out of our own way. So here, weeks later, I'm meeting Mark and Tracy Jarvis, and I'm meeting the whole team of Zervita. And when I was in the room, it was like a meeting like no other. There was passion. God was in the middle of it. Their faith is second to none. Their integrity is there. And when I got back on the plane to come home to Detroit, I knew that this was special. I knew it was different. And I knew it was time. I knew it was time to take all the resources that I've ever had, that God's given me the platform to reach millions of people on TV and radio, seminars, books and videos, workout tapes, and to finally partner with and align myself with another company that has the same moral values, the same faith and mission statement in life, and that want to help people. And I'm beyond excited. I'm humbled to be able to partner with a company that we're going to be able to help so many people. We're going to have the best products on the planet when it comes to supplements. We're going to have a support system that I'm bringing to ZEAL-ious with exercise tapes and incredible information on eating right, not dieting. The first three letters of the word diet spell die. This is about a healthy eating regimen, whether you are morbidly obese or you are a Joe Montana. And we're going to also put what I call the X factor into this system, which is just basically giving people and provoking their spirits. You always say you don't want to provoke someone's mind, but your spirit controls your mind. And I want to get to someone's DNA, and I want to get to the reason why they've been around that mountain 400 times. So partnering with ZEAL-ious and having this incredible board that is a science sports medicine board that are just excellent and experts in their field. I am just beyond excited to start this venture. It's a great question. A supplement should be exactly what it says. It's a supplement to the food that you're not getting at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. We live in the richest country in the world, and I think that we're nutritionally illiterate. And even in my home, getting 4 to 5 small meals a day, which is much better, and I call it grazing, is even hard for me, who's a professional athlete. So I take almost so many different supplements, and now being a part of ZEAL, it's amazing on how you could get everything, the best ingredients on the planet, in one little drink. And I just really want to just motivate and educate the nation on understanding, not be intimidated on how you need certain nourishment when it comes to supplements. You need a certain amount of protein, which is the building block to muscle. But know one thing, all supplements are not created equally, because you need to make sure that it doesn't have artificial coloring or yeast or salt. All these different things are going to slow you down. And the greatest thing about the advisory board and about on how ZEAL-ious has put this together is we all come together, all the experts come together, and we have picked the best ingredients on planet Earth. And we've put it in one little drink because everyone's busy. And to be able to literally shake this up, open it up, and just drink it, it's amazing. And so I recommend someone, knowledge implemented correctly is so powerful. So when you understand on why you're having certain antioxidants, I mean, the anthocyanins in blueberries, in pomegranates, is going to lower the risk of stroke. And the pectin fiber that's in grapefruit is going to lower cholesterol. And the wonderful antioxidants and phytochemicals that are in even, say, pomegranates. Medical science is saying on how it lowers the oxidation of the LDL, the bad cholesterol. So if we could take our knowledge and have food work for us, not against us, and then the foods that we don't eat, we put everything in one container, and you get everything and then some, you're going to have energy, you're going to have more quality in your life. Because I've been taking supplements for, 3/4 of my life, and because of, if someone has inflammatory bowel disease or IBD or Crohn's disease, colitis, IBS, they're at a disadvantage because most of your nutrients are utilized in your intestines. And if you're not being able to get the nourishment, then you need to supplement that so that you're able to digest foods, you're able to keep yourself strong. So for a person that's not supplementing, they need to make sure that they're really crossing their T's and dotting their I's at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. But even if they are, you need to know that so many things that we eat are processed. It's dead food. Most of the nourishment is cooked out of it. So even on the best day, if you had a cook coming to your house every day, unless you're eating raw, unless you're a vegan, unless you're really cooking well and you're not overcooking things, you need to make sure that you have, a life insurance when it comes to having the right amount of nourishment coming from supplements. I think that, I always say that no one wants to lose weight. You want to lose fat. So you want to feed the machine, feed the muscles, and you want to starve the fat. What I love about the weight management kit is that, anywhere I go, whether it's a professional athlete, a football player, a bodybuilder, a Joe Montana, or whether it's a couch potato or someone 600 pounds, this is going to fit into their life. Because see, as we age, we start losing valuable muscle. And muscle burns twice as many calories as fat does. It weighs twice as much. So in the weight management kit, we have an incredible high quality protein powder that's going to help supplement what you're not getting so you don't go into a catabolic standpoint and atrophy with your muscles. You go into an anabolic standpoint, you tone and you get firm and you increase lean tissue. So not only do we have incredible quality products in the weight management kit, but I give you news you could use, that you could see, things that you could eat, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, so that you're getting that information. And also, we're giving you DVDs so that then all of a sudden, after you fuel the machine, you could work out and have the energy and get the results that you want. The worst thing that someone could do is starve themselves or miss a meal. When I'm traveling, if I miss a meal, my body is then saying, all bets are off. I am not going to contend to losing excess body fat. I am going to slow the process down, hold on to every drop, whether it's water, so you can have water retention, and slow the metabolism up. So it's very, very important to graze so you constantly have, it's called a positive protein nitrogen balance. And in layman's form, that means you're constantly giving access for your muscles to be fed so that they're working for you, not against you. Because so many times a person will work out until they're blue in the face, take 10 steps forward, don't eat, they're not disciplined at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table, they'll skip a meal, and they'll take 20 steps backwards and start catabolic, going into atrophy. And actually, if you start losing lean tissue, you slow the process. You slow the metabolism down. So you're paying all that money for a personal trainer, and then all of a sudden you're messing up at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. You might as well scotch tape those $100 bills to the wall. I think the biggest fallacy when it comes to fitness is when someone says, I want to spot reduce this area or this area. The body's so beautifully chemically balanced. Fat is fat. Yes, you may have problem areas where you have more excess body fat on your love handles or your hips or your lower waist because you just had a baby. But the bottom line is that if you do cardiovascular training, taking care of the most important muscle, your heart, and you're burning calories, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that if you're expending more than you're consuming, you're going to lose weight. If you do the opposite, you're going to wear it. So what a lot of times people don't give themselves credit for is they get to what I call the ugly stage. They have been on this routine for 12 weeks, and all of a sudden they're seeing these bumps and these things that are just hanging, and they're like, wow, I look better when I was 40 pounds heavier, because they were constantly thick. Now all of a sudden their dress size is going down, their waist is going down, but they're seeing this blubber here or this love handle there. What they need to understand is stick with the program. Stay with it. How bad do you want it? You're almost there. You're on the 5-yard line. What I call that ugly stage, once you basically unwrap that gift, you have a masterpiece. Because right before I've gone in any bodybuilding title, whether it's the Mr. America, the Mr. USA, I was like, what am I doing? I don't look the way I should look. But I was right in that last stage. And that last stage is when you need to dig deep. You need to get focused. You need to have that mental toughness. You need to have that I want. Because I could guarantee you, you've never given yourself the credit to go that extra 4 weeks or the extra mile. It's so worth it. The finish line is almost there. Another big problem that people will write to me or email me, or I see with a lot of clients over the last few decades, is they plateau. And that's where you need to be in the driver's seat. Your muscle does have memory, and your muscle does build immunity to work. So before you go to the gym or before you walk into your living room to watch a DVD, your body knows exactly what you're going to do. Actually, it's on autopilot, and it's going to do it. So what you need to do is you need to fake your muscles out, fake your body out. Maybe do the end part of the workout first. If you were saving your legs, which is the largest muscle group, for the last part of the workout, do it first. I guarantee you, you will suck wind. You will then increase, you will have, it's called an anabolic mode, where your hormones will start being more released and you're going to take it to the next level. And the thing is that if you get to that point where you're just going through the motions and you're going through this workout, you need to make sure that there's intensity. Intensity is king in any workout. So if you're working out and you could talk fluidly, put it up a notch. If you're working out with 15 pounds, those last 3 reps need to be somewhat difficult, but never sacrifice style for the amount of weight. So for example, that 8th and 9th and 10th repetition, you need to make sure that it's somewhat difficult. If all of a sudden you're doing a certain weight and now you could do 15 reps, you need to bring the weight up. And I guarantee you that plateau will be knocked down and you will get to where you want to go. But you need to be the CEO of your body, because your muscles are looking to totally throw you a curveball, and they will take the shortcut every time. I'll give you a great example. You have 2 people that are, Mr. Americas. And all of a sudden, one person continues to exercise, but eats bad, artery-clogging fat and fast foods. And the other person basically stops working out totally, but really eats clean, grazes, has those 4 to 5 small meals each and every day, constantly has an adequate amount of high protein, low fat, sleeps well. The person who is working out like a fiend and who is eating artery clogging fat will get out of shape so much quicker. Within weeks, that person will look like a couch potato, versus the other person who looks like Mr. or Mrs. America and all of a sudden is not even exercising but is eating great in a meticulous way. They'll stay in shape for over a year and look like they're training. I think the bottom line, the Peter's principle of the moment, is really, it doesn't take rocket science to work out. A mouse could get on a treadmill. You don't need intelligence to pump iron, but you do need to be diligent at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. You need to plan your meals. You need to make sure you have an adequate amount of protein, because when you look at the whole picture, nutrition is probably 60 to 70% on how you look and how you feel from the inside out. And then the exercise and the working out is really the details, the way that car shines. And that's key. I think it's a great question, and I think that, for many people that starve themselves you know, and they get on the scale and they say, wow, I lost 20 or 40 pounds. What they don't realize is that a lot of it is valuable muscle. So their furnace, their body, their metabolism just went down to nothing. So what you want to do is make sure that you feed the machine and you do this slow. This isn't a race, this is a marathon. So when you're working out with the Zeal for Life workout, this is going to be a process. The Zeal for Life meal plan, I mean, if you lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, you're doing great. Because what you want to do is you want to starve the fat. You want to feed the muscle. And to do this, not for a quick fix, but this is something you could do for the rest of your life. Yes, it's a challenge, and it's you against you. But the Zeal for Life challenge in my world, it really is all about being the best that you could be and taking everything that you've ever wanted and putting it into something from a Zeal for Life meal plan, a Zeal for Life exercise plan. And what I think is probably one of the most important things that I call the X factor is the Zeal for Life CD motivational aspects that are just saying you're not alone. I don't care if you're driving in Kentucky or Oklahoma right now. All you need to do is put this in, and we're going to be together, because no one can do this alone. Everyone needs support and help. You know, I always say the buddy system works, whether it's with our children or us adults. And when you're accountable to not only yourself, but if someone's coming over your home at 7 o'clock in the morning or after a tough day at work, where they could be with their kids, but they're coming to walk with you or go swimming or play tennis, you want to make sure that you're accountable to them and you're going to motivate each other. It's amazing. Families that exercise together stay together. They're happier. Families that eat breakfast or dinner together are less obese. This isn't me saying it, it's medical science. So the accountability, the buddy system, having a workout partner, not only will it motivate you, but it's safer. It's healthier. To build that friendship, I always say when, you know, a lot of times people will say opposites attract, but I don't know about you, but the person that I'm spending the most amount of my time with, whether it's a best friend or my wife, I want to have things that we like in common. So all of a sudden, if I buy into her life or she buys into my life, whether it's she likes horseback riding and I like riding my Harley, we like exercising together, what a way to be together, to get healthy. And then you grow with that, and you're talking about it, and you're rooting each other on. Everyone wants to be rooted for, and everyone wants to finish that race strong. And when you do it together, it's amazing. I think this is what excites me the most, because, you know, when I am doing one-on-one training, or I was a trainer of the year, it was me and my client, and we had this personal, intimate relationship. And then all of a sudden, God gave me this platform to be on this little box called television and reach almost 200 markets and reach millions of Americans. And now we're in other countries. But the thing that excites me about this challenge is that if you know a friend that you want to love on, that you hear is breathing and just really having a hard time climbing up a flight of stairs, or you're looking at them and they're sweating and they're unhealthy and they don't have quality in their life, what my hope is that you nudge on them, you invite them to take this challenge with you. Because not only are you helping them, but you're helping their family. Because whether they're the CEO of their house or the CEO of their business, people count on them. People love them. And maybe their wife couldn't get to them, but maybe because you're their friend, you can. So instead of keeping this wonderful challenge to yourself as a secret, love on this person. Share with them. Because when you take your last breath and the man upstairs sees you eye to eye, the most wonderful thing is for you to be able to hear, job well done. Because it's all about we. It's not about me. As I get older, I want to share my blessings with the world. So my goal, my hope, if I could get on the roof right now with a flag and just express the importance for someone to take this challenge, do it with your kids. If one of your kids are overweight, if someone has low self-esteem, if someone's going through a divorce, if someone's stressed out of their mind and they're going to alcohol because they're going to foreclose on their house because they just lost their job, use this challenge to invite them in your life that can open them up to a new you, to a new them. That's what they need. They could always get another job, but they only have one model year. So this challenge should be for everyone to not only challenge yourself, but get out of your comfort zone. Talk to your next door neighbor. Talk to the person who took that parking spot, who you really kind of always wanted to just talk to, and you felt as though that there was this anger or this person was angry. This is maybe a great reason to talk to this person, to start a conversation, and the only thing you want to do is love on them. All you want to do is listen. You want to work out with me? And the reason why I say it with passion is I've seen every challenge, every exercise video, every supplement under the sun. This is not a part-time gig for me. This is what I do for my entire life. This is all I've ever done. So when I am passionate about what I'm doing, this challenge, this is the real deal. This is it. This is the beginning and this is the end. If you want to finish the race strong, I personally challenge you. And I ask you to challenge the people that you love. For all the people that are, on top of their game, and they've crossed the T's, they dotted their I's at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table. They're exercising 5 out of 7 days a week. They're a walking billboard to fitness. My challenge to them is one thing, is don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Share it with the world. What I feel this challenge could do is you could personally take something that I call bulletproof. I'm not going to put my name on a video, on a company, on a supplement, unless not only do I know it works, not only does my family take it, but I believe in it. It's part of my DNA. So my challenge to you that's already in shape, share it. This is a platform where you could literally have as your ministry, you could have as your team, you could literally have as your workshop. Because what you have is almost a model that has the workout, has the eating plan, has the best protein, has a drink that has all the antioxidants and the best ingredients on planet Earth. So you don't have to send them to some vitamin store. You don't have to send them to some health club. You don't have to write down an exercise program. I've done it already. And what I want to do is share it with you, and it's your turn to love on them. I can't be in every town. I can't be in every city, but you could literally invite your 10 best friends or maybe 10 people that it's you against you. Why don't you have a little competition among your friends at work? Why don't you have a competition among some of your friends that you go to the gym with? Or why don't you have a competition among your own family? And the greatest thing that happens about that is, yes, there'll be a first place, a second place, but the bottom line is there's no losers. It's a win, win, win. everybody wins. And the bottom line on that equation is my goal is that each and every person will have more quality in their life, be with the people they love, and live longer on planet Earth. Isn't that what it's all about? Well, if you don't have the ability financially, we're just coming out of a recession. So, money is tight and we need to make sure that we get creative. So I say refer four. And what we've done with the company, and I love it, is that if you just get 4 people, and you get this for free. That in itself is an incentive, because once you start a supplement, once you start a protein powder, once you start a program, the last thing you want to do is not being able to afford to continue it, because you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and the last thing that you want to do is, a friend of mine said, Peter, he says, if your problems could be solved with money, you have no problems. And what I say to each and every one of you is just refer 4 people, 4, and you're able to enjoy everything that we put together for free. It's our gift to you.